Hi, I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Good. How would you say that the father-son dynamic changes in season two of you guys?
Do you want me to go, Alex, or you want to go first?
I can go. I think what we notice, and I think it's the second episode, that's one of my favorite scenes is when Virgil shows Snarly, the bar that he just purchased, and is kind of lending a hand out to him and say, "Hey, I want you to work with me, and I want to rebuild this relationship." And I think it's a really endearing scene because you see how much he cares about Billy deep down, and at the time Billy can't doesn't really want to get involved. He still has a lot to work on, but I think that kind of sets up the show for the rehashing of that relationship and rebuilding that love that each other inherently has.
Yeah, I mean, the first season they're pretty much totally alienated from each other. I mean, Virgil's alienated from his entire family, and because of what Billy is going through with his post-traumatic stress after what he experienced in prison, you see Virgil rise to another level. You see him express a desire to connect with his son that you didn't see in the first season. And I think that gives you a lot more of a sense of what's really going on underneath Virgil. There's a lot more than meets the eye. He's not just a village Lothario. He's not just a ne'er-do-well. He's actually a man who loves his son deep down inside.
Yeah, we see Grace having this point of view on divorce, especially because she's the one that wants it and she's moving on. Kind of jovial. There's a divorce party, but it's also the end of like an over 20-year relationship in this family dynamic. How do you think your characters are handling that?
Well, first of all, I thought the divorce party was a really, really cool idea. I'd never heard of anything like that before, but it shows a sort of level of awareness that is almost it's almost spiritual, in people understanding that they're just not right for each other and that it's time to move on. And even having their lovers there with them celebrating this divorce party was sort of it was like almost enlightened on a level that I don't understand. But there were things that happened in the moment that made me feel the complexity of the situation, which is two people may not be right for each other. They've been in each other's life for 20 years, and leaving is painful. It hurts a little bit, no matter how much it's right. That's 20 years of your life with a person gone. And I felt a lot of the complexity of that in the moment. And that's just because the writing is so good and the acting was so good. All I have to do is sit there and listen to what's happening. And it affected me.
Yeah, what about you, Alex? And Billy as the character?
Yeah, I feel like for Billy, it was a kind of a slow form of torture, because it he really saw like he knows the family is over, but it continuously gets rehashed and shown to him that there's this division and the separation. And when you have the new people that your dad is in love with and your mom is in love with also there in the mingling, it was feeling too close for Billy and too much and overwhelming. And I think it's one of those situations where everything kind of comes to a head for him, and he had no other option except for to um, release in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Alex, your character is dealing with PTSD. What was that like to explore as an actor? Did you do any research? And what was it like to act all this out in a very dark place? He's in a dark place physically, he's in a dark place mentally.
Yeah, I definitely did research on PTSD and how it affects people in the different forms and how it takes place. And a lot of them for Billy was like sensory and flashbacks, and I think it was really interesting to play it with how good the writing was and how much that allowed me to play into it. Um, and then also trying to kind of show him hiding it and not trying to feel it as much. And I think that only makes it worse when you're trying to deny the feelings that you have. and it ultimately coming to a head and being something that he has to purge one way or another.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for talking about this project. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it again and future ones.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.